Hello, good morning. Just making a few adjustments here. So I'm putting a Spotify link in the chat. This will be our playlist for today. If you want, we're going to get started in a seat. And just bringing one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest, really tuning into our body this morning. Beginning to deepen our breath in through the belly, feeling it travel up into the rib cage, expanding into the chest, feeling this full expansion in the trunk space, and then letting it all go with a sigh. Inhale, feeling that cleansing breath. Exhale, letting it all go. Take 3 more at your own pace. As we come to settle into our bodies, we'll place our hands on the earth in front of us, roll over the knees, and meet in a tabletop position. And from this tabletop, we'll just begin our cats and cows. So lowering the belly, raising the gaze. On our inhale, exhale, rolling through the spine, one vertebra at a time. The chin comes to the chest. Into our cat pose. Inhale, opening, broadening across the chest. Exhale, rolling through, feeling this expansion through the wing space. Moving slowly as we wake up our bodies this morning. Allowing our bodies to bring in any intuitive movement that may feel good. So maybe some barrel rolls, maybe you hold in one spot. Allowing yourself to explore all the nooks and crannies in your body, bringing in oxygen and lubrication into your spine. Just waking up with some gentle movement. If you moved in one direction, switching and waking up in the other direction, bringing balance into our body. Moving slowly, maybe tucking through the toes, stretching through the feet. We'll roll our hands so our fingers face the back of the mat. Begin to stretch through the forearms, rocking forward and back. Inhaling as we hinge forward. And exhaling as we open into the forearms, pressing our fingers into the earth. Bringing in some circles, one direction. And then the other. Changing the orientation of the fingers so they face side to side. And once again, bringing motion, rocking from one side to the left. Next. Bringing the circles, one direction, and then the other. Bringing our hips to meet our heels, coming into a child's pose with our toes tucked, allowing our feet to open and our shoulders to melt. This is uncomfortable, untucking the toes and bringing the hips all the way to the heels. From our child's pose, we'll come back into our tabletop position. We'll tuck through the right foot and extend the left out long. Finding that balance of opposites, extending the right arm out on our inhale, and on our exhale, we'll crunch together. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch. Bringing in a little heat in our bodies. We'll do two more. We'll meet extended out long. And begin a fire hydrant crunch with a cactus arm. Flexing through the foot and the hand. Really focusing on that strong balance. We'll do two more here. Inhaling to extend. Exhaling to crunch. Placing the hand down to the earth, we'll swing the leg outside of the left hand and come into our lizard pose. Now, from here, we'll bring in some movement into our right hip, coming off of the hands, coming up onto the fingertips, really creating space. Maybe rolling onto the knife's edge foot as you're ready, opening into that hip space. We'll toe heel the foot to the center of the mat, tuck through the back toes, and press up into our low lunge. Checking in on our foundation, our knee is tracking over our ankle, our hips are square. We'll press up into our crescent lunge. Feeling this opening into the psoas. We'll inhale to hold. Exhale, lowering the hands, bringing the foot back, coming into our high plank. We'll start with a modified vinyasa, so lowering the knees first, the chest, and then the chin, coming all the way down to the earth. We'll inhale to press up into our baby cobra. Exhale to come back down, tucking the back toes, moving through a tabletop. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Pressing into our feet. This is our first down dog of the morning. Noticing the difference between our left and right leg. Enjoying the sensation. We'll inhale to extend through the back side of the body. Exhale, lowering the knees, meeting back in that tabletop position. Keeping the toes tucked on the left side, left foot this time. We'll extend out through the right foot and the left arm, balancing through opposites. We'll inhale to extend and lengthen. Exhale to crunch and contract. Inhale, extend. Exhale to crunch. We'll do 3 more. Your breath, your movement. From this extended position, we'll go into the fire hydrant crunches with that cactus arm. Same breath pattern. One more here. And from this extended position, we'll lower the left hand and bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand, coming into that lizard lunge, just warming up through the body, allowing in movement here. Maybe rolling onto the nice edge of that right foot, if that feels right. Really just allowing yourself to explore the inner hip space. Our hips are such a emotion that we hold in our body, and as we open physically, we can begin to release this energy and this emotion that we hold in this space. We'll toe heel the foot to the inside of the right hand, press through the back leg, and rise up into our low lunge. Checking in once again on our foundation as we rise up into our crescent lunge. We'll inhale, opening into the psoas. Exhale, lowering the hands, stepping back into our downward facing dog. Walking the dog once again as we notice how we've created a little bit more balance in our left and right side. And while they may still not be 100% equal, we are bringing them more towards this equal place. Letting the head and neck go. We'll inhale to shift the weight forward into a high plank. Exhale, lowering halfway our Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll inhale to reach the right leg up to the sky, giving this 3-legged dog a moment. Our toes are tracking towards the earth, our hips are square. And on our exhale, we'll shift forward, plant the foot between the hands, and rise up into our crescent lunge. Inhaling to extend the arms up to the sky. Exhaling to settle into our front leg bend. We'll take a side twist towards the right. Gaze can come over that right shoulder. And on our next exhale, we'll shift the hand back into our reverse warrior. Inhale, coming back to center, bringing the hands together. On our exhale, we'll hook the left elbow outside of the right knee. Gaze can come over that right shoulder. We'll hold here in this twisted lunge. Pure breath. Finding that strength in the right foot, we'll find some buoyancy in the left leg and step the left foot to meet the right, coming into our twisted chair. The weight is in the back of our heels. Our knees are in line with our ankles. Our hips are square. Coming back up to center. We'll shift the weight into the right foot and rise up with this left knee. Coming to stand. Bringing the hands out to a V. We'll bring the right arm under the left and give ourselves a big hug. As we flex through the left foot, we can bring our arms into a full bind, eagle bind. Inhaling to lower the shoulders, raise the gaze, and on our exhale, we'll press the left foot back, coming into our warrior three with our eagle arms. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. We'll hinge back up to standing, placing the left foot down to the earth, unwinding the arms, and on our inhale, bringing the hands all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. We'll inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to plant the hands, step back into our plank, lowering halfway. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving on to the left side, this time we'll inhale to reach the left leg up. Taking a moment in this three-legged dog. Exhaling here, pressing the foot just a little bit higher. We'll shift the weight forward, plant the foot between the hands, rising up into our crescent lunge. Inhaling to extend the fingers up to the sky. Exhaling, twisting to the left side this time. We'll inhale to reverse our lunge. Exhale, coming back to center and bringing the hands together to hinge forward and rest the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Gaze can come over the left shoulder. Feeling this fire in our left leg. We'll prepare by shifting our weight into our left foot and stepping forward with that right, meeting in our twisted chair. Checking in with our ankles and our knees as we bring our gaze up over the left shoulder. We'll inhale to center, coming to find our chair. Exhale, standing up, bringing the right knee with us this time. Flexing through that right foot. Hands can come out to a V. We'll bring the left arm under the right this time. Crossing our arms and giving ourselves a hug to start. Opening across the shoulders. We'll bring in that full eagle arms. So either the double bind or single bind. Gaze is up towards the ceiling crease. We'll inhale to commit into the spine, straightening through each vertebrae. And exhale, pressing the right foot back. Our warrior three with eagle arms. Noticing which leg may have been easier to balance on, engaging through the glute to help with our balance on the right side. We'll hold here for 3, 2, 1. Hinging forward, bringing the right foot to meet the left. Letting go of our bind, we'll inhale to bring the hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, hands down to the earth, letting it all go. In our forward fold, taking a moment in this forward fold to maybe pedal one leg and then the other. Finding stillness and taking opposite elbows, letting go of the head, the neck. Breathing deeply into the hip space. Letting go of the elbows. We'll inhale, lifting halfway up, bringing the fingers to our shins. Exhale to fold, planting the hands onto the earth, stepping back and lowering halfway or all the way. Your vinyasa here. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We'll inhale to reach the right leg up. Exhale, shift the weight forward, crunching our right knee to our left elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bringing the knee to nose through the center. Inhale to extend. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Placing the foot on the outside of the right foot. We'll lower down on that right knee or left knee and come into lizard once again. And now this time, allowing yourself to maybe relax a little bit deeper into your hip space. Broadening across the chest, we'll bend through the left knee. If it is within your practice, you can bring the right arm around behind you and take that left foot. Bringing in a quad stretch, gazing over the right shoulder. Gently letting go of the foot, unwinding, bringing the hand back to the inside of the right foot. We'll press through the left leg and meet in our downward facing dog. We'll inhale to reach the left leg up this time. Exhale, crunch, left knee, right elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale to crunch through center, knee to nose. Inhale to extend. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Holding for a breath. And then gently placing the foot on the outside of the left hand, coming into that lizard pose on the left-hand side. Lowering the right knee to the earth, untucking the toe, taking a moment to just tune into this left hip space. Feeling the difference between our left and our right side. Giving our left side maybe a little bit more time to open up. Breathing here. We'll take the left hand, bring it in a semicircle around behind us, bending through the right knee, and taking the right foot with that left arm, introducing a little bit of a quad stretch. Gaze can come over the left shoulder. Gently letting go of the right foot, bringing the left arm back to the earth on the inside of the left foot, tucking through the back leg and meeting in our downward facing dog. We'll lower the knees and come down into our child's pose. Taking a moment to massage through the forehead, to allow our shoulders to fully relax. Pressing into the hands, we'll come through a tabletop and meet in a seated position. So we're going to do a little breath work pranayama. To start, it'll just be about 10 minutes. So the first section is going to be 5 minutes. So we're going to bring our arms out to a cactus. Elbows are in line with our shoulders. We have a strong back, strong spine. And then we're going to tilt our hands back. You can see, I need to work on my lighting. But basically our hands will be tilted back like we're holding a plate, like server hands. Okay, and then engaging through the Mula Bandha, through the navel and in the lower belly, we'll focus in on our navel space. And on our inhale, you can say this out loud or just in your head. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Each breath focusing in on our digestive fire, on our center space, and on our navel. So really focusing in on that solar plexus chakra. I'm going to set a timer. And so we're going to hold this for 5 minutes. And then the next 5 minutes we'll come to a seat with our chin mudra, forefinger and thumb, just resting on our knees. And we'll focus in on the third eye space. So I will remind you at that 5 minute mark. All right. So coming into our strong position, our hands are at our cactus. We'll inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Inhale, Sat. Nam. As this gets tiring in our arms, recommitting to the engagement in our upper shoulders, relaxing our head, neck, shoulders, and really engaging through the thoracic spine, through the scapula, through that wing space, keeping that strong spine, and coming back to our mantra. We're over our halfway mark. Enjoying the burn in our shoulder space. Last minute here, committing to our breath, to our strong spine. Bringing the hands onto the knees, coming into that chin mudra once again, forefinger to thumb, focusing in on that third eye center, the space between the eyebrows, and allowing the body to come back to a restful state. We'll sit here and breathe for 5 minutes. Coming back into our bodies, slowly blinking the eyes open, maybe opening and closing the hands. We'll switch the crossing of our legs and just do some spinal rolls while we're seated here. So imagining that we have a ribbon that we can bring around the spine. So making tiny circles towards the right and gradually becoming bigger. Hands can come to the outside of the knees. With our eyes closed, we can allow this to become an intuitive moment. We just really built up a lot of heat in our shoulders. And while we grounded it through the meditation, we can use these circles to help move any energy that may have gotten stuck in our shoulder space. Maybe bringing in the head and the neck. And just taking a breath to be grateful for our bodies, these vessels that help us move through the day, move through our world, our experience. Taking 2 more deep breaths and deep circles to the right. And then as this feels complete, coming to stillness with a straight spine, we'll begin the same small circles to the left side this time. Gradually becoming bigger. Allowing our head and our neck to follow. Our shoulders are leading. As we create these beautiful spinal circles. Taking 2 more towards the left. And as we feel complete, finding stillness with a straight spine, broadening across our shoulders, we'll place our hands in front of our knees and once again roll over our knees to come into our tabletop position. Now continuing to open through our shoulders, we'll go 1 paw print at a time, bringing first our elbows down to the earth. And then extending the hands out, bringing our forehead to the earth while our hips stay up in our puppy pose. If your shoulders feel really open this morning, maybe bringing the chest down to the earth, resting the chin while the gaze comes forward. Really opening across the shoulder blades. Using that heat that we just built up in our Kriya to open now into the space and release. We'll slowly begin to walk our hands back to our tabletop position. We'll tuck our toes and meet in a downward facing dog. Once again, bending through one knee and then the other. We'll inhale to reach the right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, shift the weight forward, planting the foot on the outside of the hand, coming into our lizard pose for the last time today. Lowering the back knee. On our in-breath, extending through the spine and broadening across the chest. And on our exhale, lowering down to either a block, a pillow, our elbows, coming into this more relaxed lizard. Our knee is tracking in the same direction as our toes. So bringing our toes to that 45-degree angle, really protecting our knee space. Breathing here, allowing yourself to go. Would feel good rolling onto the nice edge of that right foot, allowing the hip to splay open just a little bit more. On our next inhale, pressing into the hands, tucking through the back toes. We'll shimmy the right foot across the body to the back of the left wrist, and we'll come into our pigeon pose. So allowing the right knee to come down to the earth. Once again, inhaling to broaden across the chest, and then exhaling to fold all the way down into our sleeping pigeon. On our next inhale, pressing into the hands, tucking through the back toes, we'll meet in our downward facing dog, taking a deep bend in the left leg, straightening through the right leg, allowing the hips to come up to the sky, maybe rocking back and forth. As you're ready, you can walk the dog. And we'll take that same little opening sequence on the left-hand side. So as we're ready, inhaling to reach the left leg up to the sky, and exhaling, shifting the weight forward, planting the foot on the outside of the left hand this time, lowering the right knee, coming into our lizard pose, taking a moment to ease into that hip space, maybe staying up on the hands for a breath or two. And then slowly lowering down to blocks, to a pillow, to our elbows. Once again, bringing the left foot to about a 45-degree angle so it is tracking in line with the left knee. This allows us to protect our knee. Finding stillness in this lizard pose. You can roll onto the nice edge of the left foot, opening into that left hip space just a little bit more, a little bit different sensation. And if at any point you've gone too far, feel free to move back 1 degree, meeting your body exactly where it is today. Pressing into the hands, coming up, tucking through the back toes as we walk our left foot across the body behind the right wrist, lowering the left knee, and coming into our pigeon pose. Inhaling to extend through the spine, broaden across the chest, and exhale, hinging from the hips, lowering down into our sleeping pigeon. You can come down all the way to the earth, maybe just your elbows, recognizing and honoring that our left and right side are not always equal, and accepting them for exactly where they are today. Pressing into the hands on our inhale, we'll roll onto that left hip, swinging the right leg around and meeting in a seat. Inhaling to straighten through the spine, taking the hands on the outside of the legs behind the knees and slowly rolling one vertebra at a time all the way down to the earth. Bringing our knees into our chest, taking the hands on the outside of the shins, maybe rocking side to side. Giving yourself a moment to take any other pose that you may need before we close out our practice. So maybe it's a happy baby, maybe it's a legs up the wall. if plow is in your practice, or just staying here and creating some circles on your low back, massaging through the kidney belt. As we're ready, finding stillness and extending one leg out and then the other. Our hands can come wide, palms facing up to receive. Beginning to deepen our breath and really land in our Shavasana. Breathing here in our final pose. If you're ready, beginning to deepen your breath. Start to come back into the body, maybe moving through the fingers and through the toes, rolling through the ankles and through the wrists, bending through the elbows. And on an inhale, extending our arms above our head, this big good morning stretch, and exhaling with a sigh. Letting it all go. Bending through one knee and then the other. Maybe windshield wipering your knees. Pressing into the feet and bringing the hips to the right side of the mat, rolling onto the left side body. Taking one last big breath in this fetal position. A chance to savor your practice, what you've cultivated, this internal awareness, this internal calmness. Pressing in to the right hand will come to meet in a seated position. Hands can come to prayer at heart center. We'll inhale together here. Exhale. Bringing the thumbs to third eye. I thank you for joining me today for a beautiful practice. I hope you find joy in whatever the universe brings you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like. I'll continue to post. Have a great day.